I want to welcome in Royals reporter for Insider, Mikhaila Friel, with us as well this morning. And Mikhaila, pick up a little bit on where Alan left off. The Queen had very little to no experience when she took the throne at such a young age of 25 and learned on the job. But even then, she seemed to have a sense of duty and of service and of purpose. And that is, for 70 years, what seemed to make her so likable and personable, and someone that people look to for leadership and for really an understanding of what the monarchy represents.
Yes, you've made a great point there. You know, as you were both saying earlier, the Queen has been, a constant figure in British life for the past 70 years. That is unprecedented, and most of us don't know any other life other than with Her Majesty. And the great thing about the Queen, which I think she'll be remembered for greatly, is her never complain, never explain attitude. You know, she always put duty first and her private life second. And, it will be interesting to see how King Charles does with that, because as we know, he has taken a bit of a different approach to public life than his mother. He's been involved in a lot more, I would say, scandals and news stories and things like that, whereas the Queen, she kept it quite private, and I think her legacy will live on for her family in that regard too.
Well, and part of what was so important to the Queen, and she did this so well, was stay out of politics. Alan, talk about sort of the balance that the monarch plays, such an important role, but also not doing what you are expected to do, right? Charles has been more opinionated. Some have described him as the pampered prince. He has causes that are important to him. How will he transition into life as the monarch and let go of some of what the Queen was able to do so well for so many years?
The dilemma of a constitutional monarch is that at the one hand you are the head of state, you're the representative of the government that you formally appoint. On the other hand, you are supposed to remain studiously neutral in anything resembling a controversial issue. In some ways, the job description of a successful constitutional monarch is to be as boring as possible, is to never say anything which could be rise to noteworthiness. Now, Charles has always been in a different position as Prince of Wales. The rules for the heir to the throne are a little bit different to that of the monarch. He obviously he's a man, a thoughtful man who takes a great interest in the world. His interest in environmental issues, in architecture, and questions of faith and religion and philosophy as well are well known. He's a very bookish man, I think probably more bookish than his mother was. And he has, from time to time, as Prince of Wales, courted a little controversy by saying things which I certainly think would have been not acceptable for the monarch themselves. Now, the question is, of course, he's had a great deal of time to think about this and what kind of king he wants to be for whatever time remains to him. Presumably, he must understand that the rules for himself have to change to some extent now. He can never speak out on some issues in quite the way that he has done before. That's going to be difficult for him, I suspect, as a man who is probably quite set in his ways, in his 70s now. So the challenge for him will be to see how to look at his mother's legacy and to see the enormous popularity that she was able to achieve during her reign. And he will obviously be trying to emulate that as much as possible. I think it's a heck of a role to have to follow. I don't think many people would envy him.